Good morning, everybody. It's 10 o'clock on the dot, and we had an appointment at 10 o'clock, so we're going to go ahead and get started. Thank you, everybody, for joining me today. I'm Mary Atkins-Bell. I'm your Market Center Administrator, and this is Mythbusters and Kellerisms with your MCA/AMCA, Melanie Amen. So what we're going to do today, the format is that I have some slides, and we're going to talk about some of the most commonly asked questions. Now, I'm going to ask everyone to stay muted except for Melanie, and if you have a question or if you want me to dive a little deeper into something, please type it into the chat box, and Melanie will interrupt me at any time. She's used to having to do it, and she will let me know, and we can go into y'all's questions, okay? We are recording this so that way we can share it with the agents that aren't able to be on the call today, all right? So let's get started. You ready, Melanie?
I'm ready. Let's go.
Do this. Okay. So we're going to start off with what is culture. So one thing that we do in Keller Williams really well is that we have our own language. And one thing we do bad in Keller Williams is we have our own language. So sometimes we talk about things, but we don't actually explain what it means. And our culture of our company and our brokerage is vitally important to our success, because it's really how we treat each other. And it's a combination of something called our MVVBP, our mission, vision, values, beliefs, and perspectives. So the mission of Keller Williams is to build careers worth having, businesses worth owning, lives worth living, experiences worth giving, and legacies worth leaving. So the last two, experiences and legacies, were actually added about 3 years ago. When I was with Keller Williams, it used to just be the first three. So our company is continually changing and growing. Our vision, to be the real estate company of choice for our agents and their customers. Our value, God, family, then business. It's important to remember the word then. Sometimes we say that God, family, business, but it's then business. Our beliefs are something called our Y4C2Ts, which we talk about all the time and don't really explain what it means. The Y is the W, win, win, or no deal. I is in integrity, do the right thing. The 4 C's are customers, always come first. Commitment in all things. Communication, seek first to understand. Creativity, ideas before results. The T in teamwork, which is my favorite. Everyone together, everyone achieves more. Trust starts with honesty, and success results through people. So something else that happened about 3 years ago, so any agents who have been with us longer, and our new agents may not know, our perspective changed. We used to be a training and consulting company. But Gary Keller stood up and said, we're now a technology company that provides the real estate platform that our agents, buyers, and sellers prefer. Keller Williams thinks like a top producer, acts like a trainer consultant, and focuses all its activities on service, productivity, and profitability. So I think that kind of gives us a general idea of what the culture is of Keller Williams and the office. Right, Melanie? Did I hit all those points pretty well?
I believe you did. Sounds great.
Perfect. So now what does our culture in action look like? And I know this is really small, so I'm going to tell you where to find it. So Mo Anderson wrote What is Culture years ago, and there used to be 40 points of culture. And it was the way that we demonstrated through our behavior and actions how we cared about other people and being part of our brokerage. Now, our what is culture is our culture in action. And they added 12 new cultural and action behavioral traits and what we do. And they divided them into the first 16 are your behaviors, and your 17 through 52 are actions. So the best way to get this document, because I think it's important to know what our culture in action looks like, is you can go to KW Connect, in the search bar, type culture in action, and download this document. The other way you can get it is you can always email me as your MCA, and I can send it over to you. We're not going to go through all of these today, but I just wanted to make sure that you guys were aware of what our culture in action looks like. So Melanie, has there been any questions so far?
I didn't see any yet, but feel free to add any questions in the chat and we'll get to them.
Awesome, thank you. Okay, so here are some of our resources. Now, we get asked questions a lot as leaders to where to get to things. And so what I want to just kind of talk to you a little bit about of some of the amazing resources you have, because sometimes your leadership team's not available. Sometimes we're in a meeting. Sometimes it's 11 o'clock at night and we're asleep, or it's a holiday. So I want you guys as agents to be able to know where some of your resources and tools are. So first, if you have a tech question, how to become a tech-enabled agent, kwconnect.com/tech-enabled-agent is your go-to resource. Command, there's a lot of things we need to learn in Command, right, Melanie? It's a big, big platform. So you can go to KW Connect again, Command Your Business. Where do I see the training videos that Keller Williams Premier has? Well, we actually have a YouTube channel that you can subscribe and follow. So if you are not as active on the Facebook forum, you can still go and see all of the training videos that we have available for you. A couple of great websites, kwmconline.com. That's our Market Center website. These have links to our training calendar, past trainings, videos, resources, and tools for you. KW Connect, we already spoke about. Your Kelly app. Your Kelly app is not just about connecting with your clients, but you're able to ask questions to Kelly and to connect to KW Connect directly through that resource. Of course, your leadership team. Your leadership team is always here to support you and walk you through if you ever have a question. Your ALC, which is your Associate Leadership Council. It is the group of agents in the office that have raised their hand and say, I want to grow and I want to help people grow. This year we have 15 ALC members, and if you need a list of the ALC members, you can always reach out to us and we'd be happy to share that with you. And then finally, there's a lot more, but the final one that we utilize a lot is our KW Agent Facebook Forum. And this is a great way for agents to mastermind with each other, share their open houses, ask questions, look for referrals in regards to vendor partners. So you have a lot of resources and tools. You don't have to use all of them. You don't have to use any of them, but they're all here available to you. Is there any other places that you can think of, Melanie, that agents could go to?
No, what about the answers.kw.com?
Perfect. Thank you very much. Yes. And I didn't put it on this list, but there is an amazing resource, answers.kw.com. And that is a great website that KW has created for you where it brings up commonly asked questions. So answers.kw.com.
I put that in the chat.
Thank you. How can I continue to grow myself? So when we listen to the leaders of our company, like Gary Keller, our founder, or Josh Team, our CEO, or if we listen to people like Monica Reynolds, the head of MAPS, or any top producing agent, they say that they continually grow themselves through knowledge and education. And right now, if we can't be together in a physical environment, podcasts, real estate books, wealth building books, these kind of tools can really help get you the knowledge to help grow yourself. So the Millionaire Real Estate Agent, I always say, is not a fun read, right? It's not. It doesn't have a lot of really good pictures and a lot of drama in it to drive you in. It's really a textbook for your real estate business. Not everything in the Millionaire Real Estate book is going to connect in your business because you may not be at the level that certain chapters of the book speak on, but it gives you the tools that have helped others be successful. You don't have to recreate the wheel. Shift. This is an amazing book, an amazing tool that you can utilize that can really help prepare your business for a shift, because we're in one right now, right? A little bit of an unusual shift, but a shift. The Millionaire Real Estate Investor. Gary Keller says that the millionaire real estate investor is one of the biggest disappointments of his career, because he said the millionaire real estate investor should sell as many copies as the millionaire real estate agent, because every real estate agent should be the first person to be able to invest in a real estate property, because you're the first ones to see it. So the millionaire real estate investor really helps you understand investing for yourself, but also to be able to have the knowledge to help guide your investor clients that you'll potentially be working with. Hold, how to find, buy, rent houses for wealth. This is if you're growing your own real estate portfolio. And then the one thing, if you come by my office, is the book that I have read over and over again. I have probably 50 tabs in it. And the one thing is not just about real estate. It's really not even about real estate. It's about how can you take the tools from this book and help you focus in different areas of your life. It gives amazing stories, amazing research, and that one actually is a pretty interesting read. So I just wanted to explain a little bit what each of these main books that we talk about a lot in Keller Williams are. We do sell them in the office. You can order them on Amazon. You can do them via e-reader or podcast. They're always available however you learn, but these are a couple of resources you have as well. What is command? So I know Melanie's laughing. So command is not one thing. Command is a lot of things, but what command is it houses every aspect of your real estate business in order to help you be the first thought for your clients for life. I think that's the best way to explain it. That it's not just about contacting your database. It's not just about marketing. It's not just about getting paid, which we're going to talk about later. It's really about how can you encompass every aspect of everything you do through one platform that not only leverages your time, increases your profitability, but also keeps you top of mind with your clients. So I just put a couple of things here. Command your transactions, consumer app experience, and command your marketing are just a few things in command. You may not use every piece of command. That's okay. You may not master every piece of command the first day you get into it, right? Mastery takes a long time, but go in, play around in it. You can't really break it. And if you do break it, they can fix it, right? But this is really just a tool that is supposed to help you in your business. And we teach technology classes every Friday at 2 p.m. They're recorded. And we're working on building smaller step-by-step video database for you guys, as well as you can always search them on the tech-enabled agent or the command-enabled agent on KW Connect in order to see which of these tools you can utilize and leverage in your business. Okay? Now, I keep saying this profit word. Profit is my favorite word. As your market center administrator, it's my job to make sure that we're as profitable as possible so I can profit share as much back to you so that way you can grow your passive income. For you as an agent, your number one job is to be as profitable as you can in your real estate business to provide for your families. So what is profit? And I teach a financial class that goes more in depth, so I'm just going to briefly talk about this. Gross commission income. That's the money that you make on the top for a real estate transaction. So for example, $100,000 real estate deal, 3% commission, gross percent commission is $3,000. What is your cost of sales? These are the non-negotiables in your business. They're things like splits with the market center, referral fees paid out to other agents because they sent you that real estate transaction. Those are what are considered non-negotiables because you've already agreed to pay that set expense before the deal closes. Then you remove your expenses. These are the things that are variable in your business. Expenses for some agents could be anything from marketing, lead generation, staff, office rent, to yard signs, business cards. It's whatever you spend in your business in order to get to profit. You can add other income in, right? We have some agents that have passive income that include that into their profit. You are able to do other things in your real estate business in order to increase your other income. And then you have to remove your taxes. Pay your taxes. There are so many real estate agents out there that don't understand that they're running a business, even if you're closing one deal. So make sure that you pay your taxes. Those penalties can really hurt you. And then what's left over is your profit. So how do we help you determine your success in business? Is understanding what you need to make in your profit and working backwards, so we can help you come up with a plan of how many real estate deals you truly need in order to be successful and provide for your family. Were there any questions on that, Melanie? I know I went through that pretty quick.
I don't see any questions yet.
Perfect. That means I'm crushing it. Not one question so far. Okay, so we talked about what is your split with the office. And I want to go into what is the heck is company dollar and what is royalty, right? So company dollar is the amount of money, the 30% commission split that you pay to Keller Williams Premier Realty for us helping you grow your business, right? We use what's called company dollar to pay our bills, to pay our staff, to pay our rent. And then whatever's left over is our profit. And then our owners have agreed to give back up to 48% of that every month in profit share. So our job as a brokerage is to help as many agents be successful as possible, so we can profit as much as possible in order to share that back with you. Now, what is royalty? Royalty is basically the franchising fee that you pay to Keller Williams International that goes to our region, and that gives you the permission to utilize the Keller Williams logos, all of the training, all of everything that's provided by Keller Williams International, the platforms, command, all of that stuff. And what Gary Keller does with that money is they use that money to pay our regional staff, which helps grow the leaders in the market center and hold us accountable, which then in turn helps you grow your business. And Gary uses that money in order to reinvest back into his company to create things like Command, Keller Mortgage, Keller Covered. He utilizes those funds to really provide you leverage in your business. So even though you're paying that out, it's really an investment in your success. Now, Keller Williams is a capping company, which means our goal is always to help you cap 100% of your commissions till your anniversary date as quickly as possible, because we want you to increase your profitability. So do you think that answered that question, Melanie?
I think so. That seems very clear to me.
Perfect. Now, what does that look like? A, you become a happy capper, and you get this cool little thing sent to you from Mary when you're a happy capper. But a capper is an individual who produces a sufficient amount of gross commission income and contributes enough company dollar to the market center to satisfy their annual commission cap requirement. After capping, the individual keeps all of the commission income. So that's our goal for you. So what does that look like? $9,000 commission, typically a $300,000 house, which is pretty close to our average price point here. If you have not capped on company dollar and royalty, your check that you get either cut to you at title or wired directly to you would be $5,760. Once you cap on royalty, because you tend to cap on royalty before you cap on company dollar just based upon percentages, you receive $6,300. Now, if you're capped on both, that $9,000 commission check is your $9,000 commission check. So it's pretty cool, right? Yeah, woohoo! Now, there are a couple of things that can come out of your commission check outside of your split, and I'm going to explain those to you real fast. You see a $5 AMP fee, advertising, marketing, and promotion fee. We're going to break that down in depth here in a minute, because what I hear a lot is they think that it has something to do with AMP lending, and it's not. It's actually something that was voted on by your Associate Leadership Council, and it actually helps you in your business. A $5 administration fee. These two fees, these $10 fees are charged on any leases and any transactions that close. The AMP and admin fee do not come out of referral checks or apartment checks. Now, for your errors and omissions insurance, you have two options. You can pay $40 on a closed transaction, which means a sell or a listing or a buyer that closes. E&O is not charged on leases. Or you can choose to prepay your errors and omissions insurance at $300 a year. If you're closing more than 7 deals a year, this is the way to go because it saves you money. And my job is always to help you save as much money as possible and increase your profit. Now, other things that could come out of your commission check are up to you. You could be in some sort of coaching program. You could be paying a home warranty for a client. You could be giving a rebate. Any donations that you give to our charities like Cinco Charities, the Ballard House, or Keller Williams Premier Cares, those would also come, but those are going to be entirely up to you. You could be paying a transaction coordinator, those kind of things. Those are going to be variable, and that's just dependent upon how you set up your business. Okay? Now, how do you get paid? So one thing that's important to know is that our broker rule is that within 5 days of signing a listing agreement or 5 days of signing an executed contract or lease, you must submit to be reviewed in command to compliance. Files not received within 5 days are subject to a $25 fine paid to the AMP fund. Now, this is a broker requirement and a truck requirement. If these documents are not submitted to the broker, we can be fined through the multiple listing service, depending on what you all have set up. And it's important that you are covered by our errors and omissions insurance. So we need these documents as soon as possible. Now, as soon as you submit a file in command, you also want to go ahead and submit to get paid. And Melanie is the one that deals with most of those. So you want to submit a commission request right away. You do not want to wait until the day of closing to submit your commission request. So I say, as soon as you submit for compliance, submit for a commission request. Okay? Now, profit and growth share. Melanie, are there any questions before I dive into this?
I had a question about E&O, but I answered about how to know if you're signed up for the annual, but I answered it in the chat, so I think we're good.
Perfect. So I'll let everybody know real fast. If you sign up for annual E&O, you would let your AMCA or MCA know. And it's paid one of two ways. You can either choose to take it out of a closing, like let's say your anniversary date is in January, and you want it taken out of your first closing in January, it would be on your disbursement authorization. Or you can choose for it to automatically be charged on your agent billing in the month that it starts over. So Melanie always sends out an email, do you want to continue your annual E&O? And so your monthly office bill in that month would be $300 more. You get to choose how you want to do it. Okay?
Perfect.
What is profit and growth share? Now, again, caveat, this is not a dive in deep class into these topics. We're going to start teaching profit share and wealth building to you guys where we go in depth of exactly how it works. But I want to give you just a general overview. Now, profit share is in the United States and Canada, and growth share is in every other country that Keller Williams is a part of. So you as an associate can refer somebody to anywhere in the world and then go in your profit share tree. So how does this work? An associate joins a market center and names you as the most influential person in bringing them onto Keller Williams. This is going to be when you give an agent referral to your team leader, your MCA, your ATL, or any of those at another market center, and they name you. That associate closes a transaction and pays company dollar into the brokerage. That market center must be profitable. Again, that's why my job is important, because we cannot give that gift and that promise of profit share to you unless we are operating our business responsibly. On the 21st of the following month, you get an automatic deposit to your bank account. as well as a profit share statement put in your mailbox at the office. This gives you a breakdown of all of the agents in your tree that closed a transaction and how much profit share you received for each of those. Now, Keller Williams for a lot of years was 3 years and a day you vested, which means you never lost your profit share tree. Starting April 1st of this year, any associate that joins past that date, the vesting period is now 7 years. So you could be on a 3-year vesting or a 7-year vesting, depending on when you joined a Keller Williams office. You can gift your profit share to a beneficiary once you vested, which means this is something that you can really build as a wealth building legacy that could provide for your children and your children's children or anyone you designate. So it is really a gift that keeps on giving. Now, the ultimate goal of profit share that people don't realize what it was when Gary really created this was to give a big thank you to people, but he wanted to give agents a way to be able to not actually pay any cap to the market center. If you're receiving enough profit share annually to cover your cap, you're really not paying to be here, and it's a win-win.
Mary, did you want to talk briefly about disappearing cap?
Yes, there is an opportunity for you. Thank you, Melanie. There is an opportunity for you to disappear your cap in the market center as well. We do have a program called Disappearing Cap. So if you have an agent that you're working across the table with that is not at another Keller Williams office, because we do not bring and recruit from office to office, that is a producing agent. So a capper closing $2 million in closed volume in a year, and you refer them to the office and they join the office, you can reduce your cap up to a quarter cap per associate. And that's as a thank you for helping us bring market share. And by bringing market share, that helps everybody, because that's more Keller Williams signs in the yard that provides brand awareness that helps you leverage in your business. So anytime an agent, especially a producing agent that has signs in the yard, joins the office, it really helps everybody. So thank you, Melanie.
You're welcome.
What is the KPA? We talk about this a lot. Mary calls about it a lot because I do KPA validations, but what is it? What is a Keller personality assessment? The Keller personality assessment is a comprehensive personality tool that brings a complete understanding of an individual, encompassing not only how a person behaves, but how they think. This is an amazing tool that we can use as leaders in the market center to help you as a business owner understand yourself at a higher level. We also utilize this tool in hiring market center leadership or helping you hire your administrative team members or a buyer's agent or a listing agent. And this is just, it's a really cool process. Some of you on the call might have gone through it before. There's 2 types of KPAs. There's a short one called the personal report, which is the one that I use. So you can set up a 30-minute call with me where I validate your KPA and we go through it, and then you get a copy of it at the end. And then we also have the job fit, which is when we're helping someone hire or we're hiring for market center leadership. That's a lot longer process and goes a little bit more in depth. So a lot of the leadership members in the office are able to do KPAs. This is something that Michelle, Megan, Terry, and myself can do. So if you're interested in taking the KPA and learning a little bit more about yourself and how you can utilize your strengths in your business, just let us know. We'd be happy to help you with that.
Mary, can you explain what you mean by validate your KPA?
Yes, so validate your KPA means that when you take the KPA assessment, it sends a report.
It's an online tool, right?
It's an online tool, yes. It's an online tool. You take an online assessment, depending on which one it is. One of them's 15 minutes and one of them's 45 minutes. Once you take that, it sends a assessment to a breakdown of the report to whichever market center leader requested it. By validating the KPA, because you want to make sure it's accurate and help walk through someone who's not necessarily going to understand how to read the report, We go through and we ask questions. We talk about everything that's in the report with you, and it helps us get to know you as an agent at a deeper level, your strengths, your weaknesses, your growth opportunities, and it's the best way we can help you develop a plan to be successful for you, because everyone is different. Everyone has different experiences, strengths and weaknesses, past jobs, skill sets, and everyone wants to grow their business differently and to a different level. And if we don't ask those questions, then we're not best set up to be able to guide you to hit your level of success that you want to be at. Did that answer the question, Melanie?
Yes, thank you.
Perfect. Thank you. What is the AMP Fund? The Advertising, Marketing, and Promotion Fund. And this is on a couple places. It's on all of your DAs except for referrals and apartments, and it's on your monthly office bill. So we're going to talk about what it means and what you get for it. So $5 of each closing and $10 of your monthly office bill and the $25 late fees charged all go into the Advertising, Marketing, and Promotion Fund. Whose money is this? It is yours. It is not the Market Center's money. The ALC Advertising Committee submits ideas to the ALC. They vote on how the money is spent. To have a say on where the money is used, that is in the AMP Fund, join the Advertising Committee today. Now, where is the money being spent currently? You have four ongoing opportunities that we are part of every year. We are a silver sponsor for the Katy ISD Education Foundation. That means as an agent associated with this office, you can use the Katy ISD Education Foundation logo in all of your branding and marketing. It's a great leverage tool that you can use to connect with people, especially in the Katy area. Additional brand awareness is there is a quarter-sized ad in Community Impact Katy area every time they send that out, and it gives the office contact information where they can call in, and those calls would go ultimately to property desk. Homes
So
and
Community Impact, Mary, that's a
magazine
that gets mailed?
It's mailed, and you also have the advertising on their website as well. So it is both digital and print. Homes and Land magazine. We have a general Keller Williams premiere in their print ad. However, being a part of Homes and Land magazine means that you as an agent can post your listings for $25 an ad, and you can actually put your listings and your information in there as well. The $25 is charged on your monthly office bill if you choose to do that, and you contact Homes and Land directly to get that put in there. The Ballard House, which is a nonprofit charity founded by Cinco Charities, which is was founded by our office. We are the fireplace sponsor. We also do community events like Sip and Stroll, Festival of Trees, and a lot more. These are lead generation opportunities for you. When we have these events, you're able to sign up to volunteer, and then the leads are distributed amongst the agents who volunteer for those different events. We also have 4 branded pop-up canopies and 2 branded cornhole games that you're able to check out from the office for events that you're having. So you can use these things for open houses, any sort of client appreciation events, things like that. And they are available to you, and that was again voted by the ALC.
Mary, where did you find the logos for that Katy ISD Education Foundation that you can add?
Yes, so you can just search Katy ISD Education Foundation. The logo pops up pretty easily on any search tool, or you can email our agent services director, Karen Norwood at k.norwood@kw.com, and she can send that over to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. What is the ALC? And I think next time I need to move this up because I talked about them about 15 times beforehand. So our ALC is our Associate Leadership Council. Our ALC is at 3 different levels. We have the International ALC, our Regional ALC, and then our Local Market Center ALC. So what is it? Keller Williams has evolved and continually improved through direct input from our sales associates. It's our goal to be the best career vehicle as possible. There is a formal committee in place that provides the agents with a voice on how the company operates. That committee is called the Associate Leadership Council. The mission is to guarantee our associates a vehicle for giving direct input on the operations of Keller Williams. And our vision is to be an interdependent, synergetic leadership team that protects and enhances the vitality of our company, culture, and profit share system. Now, what does our local ALC look like? This year, we have 15 amazing top producers who raised their hand and said, we wanted to be a part of this. The purpose of the ALC is to keep the Market Center focused on growth, productivity, profitability, and culture. Agent members are selected based upon their production and leadership capabilities. Non-voting members of the ALC are the team leader, the Market Center administrator, and the assistant team leader. You qualify for being in the top 20% of agent and closed production year over year, and we can have a max of 25 members. Now, on our Associate Leadership Council, it is divided into committees. We have committees like the Finance Committee, the Advertising Committee, which is vitally important because it manages the AMP Fund. We also have our Culture Committee, our Technology Committee, and many more. We have 10 committees or 12 committees this year. And you as an agent are able to join those committees, learn and grow from top producers, and also develop additional skill sets. Like if you don't know finance, join the Finance Committee because you're going to learn and grow there. If you want to know commercial, join the Commercial Committee. Get involved in that. So it is an amazing way for all of our associates to get involved and grow and be able to be around top producing agents. Any questions on the ALC, Melanie?
I don't see any.
Perfect. Okay, what are our charities? So we have several charities that we talk about. KW Cares, that is our international charity. You see that as an option to donate to on your commission request. And that is really an organization that steps in and helps if there's any sort of natural disaster or major medical need for any of our associates. You as an agent can request funds from KW Cares. For example, when Hurricane Harvey hit, KW Cares stepped in and not only provided food, resources, demolition for agents and their families who were flooded in the Houston area, but they also provided financial assistance, giving grants in order to help people pay their bills and get through those hard times. We also have an in-office charity that you can donate to called Keller Williams Premier Cares. In a non-disaster time, so like Hurricane Harvey, this wouldn't count for, but let's say an associate has a medical need and they need to have some sort of a very expensive procedure done. The local Keller Williams office that they are a part of is responsible for paying 20% of the total cost requested by KW Cares. So throughout the year, we raise funds to put into our KW Premier Cares account. So when those associates request those funds from KW Cares and get approved, the Market Center is able to help those agents. This again is your money. It's a way that we can help you and a way that we can help our associates when some sort of unforeseen need, financial need is there.
And this one you can add as a deduction on your commission request.
Correct. Yes. KW Cares is an automatic, but both the Ballard House and KW Premier Cares, you can add as additional deductions as well. Thank you, Melanie, for reminding me that. Now, what is the Ballard House and Cinco Charities? So Cinco Charities was founded by some really awesome agents in our office who had gotten a directive from a lovely lady named Mo Anderson who used to run our company, who said, go back into your communities and build a legacy that you can leave behind. And they created Cinco Charities, which ultimately founded the Ballard House. The Ballard House is a nonprofit organization that gives free lodging to people from around the world who come to the Houston area for medical treatment. This is an amazing house that you can visit. It's on South Mason and very close to the office. I highly encourage you going and taking a tour. And they have 40-something rooms now, I think 40, right, Melanie? 40-something rooms?
I think so.
Yeah, where people are able to bring their families and not have to worry about the financial hardship of having to pay for a place to stay. So again, these are our charities that we support. You're able to support any charity that you want, but these are the 3 that our office supports at a high level. Okay, how do I get into production? A, it's different for everyone, right? And B, how do you get in production? You're consistent with it. So on the left is the lead generation model from the Millionaire Real Estate Agent. You prospect and mark, leads and contacts come in, you cultivate, you do appointments, under contract close, active clients. So you lead gen, your database, your sales pipeline, AKA everything in command. But how do you get into production? You choose which streams of lead generation you want to do, and you be consistent with it. You know, most agents will say have 3. So if you're going to do open houses, if you're going to call for sale by owners and expireds, and you're going to, call your database every single week, be consistent with it. If you're not going to ever do open houses, then that's not a form of lead generation for you, right? Keller Williams came out about a year ago with something simple, because a lot of times we just don't know where to start. And it's the what do I do today? So the 5x5. If you don't know where to start, just do the 5x5. 5 phone calls, 5 text messages, 5 Facebook messages, 5 emails, 5 handwritten notes. And these can be to clients, family and friends. They can be to other real estate agents, because you can build your referral business, or you can build your profit share tree. Or they could be to vendors, because you want to always build your team around you. And if you're consistent on doing these every single day, you can build upon it, and consistency shows up, right? And ultimately, everything you do should lead to profit. So ask yourself, is this activity that I'm doing right now in my business going to either leverage my time so I can focus more, or is it going to lead to money in the bank? Because otherwise, it might just be a distraction. Okay.
Bob has a great comment in the chat. He said, yes, what you are not going to do is not a lead gen method.
Exactly. And here's the thing. Thank you so much, Bob. I know me and Bob have talked about this a lot. It has to be what you are going to do consistently. If you are never going to host an open house, that is not a lead generation tool for you, right? So don't put it on your lead generation. If you are going to do an open house every weekend, or if you're going to do 4 a month or 5 a month, and you're going to do it every month, that is lead gen for you. Those are buyer's leads that are going to come in, right? But be consistent with it. We always talk about Bob Pollard, who is also on our Associate Leadership Council. Thank you, Bob. Everyone talks about he's the expired king, because he consistently sends letters to all expireds in the Houston area. And he does that daily or weekly, I believe, right? But Bob also has his sphere, and he talks to his sphere of influence and his past clients. And is Bob able to say in the chat what his third lead generation source is for us?
Bob, you can unmute if you want to talk.
Oh, yeah, or you can unmute Bob. Do we lose Bob?
We might have lost Bob.
I was doing other stuff.
Oh, sorry.
So I had to come back to the screen. My farm is my third lead gen.
Farm is the third. Yes. Awesome. Thank you, Bob. I couldn't remember, but I knew there was 3. So you do expireds, you do your farm, and you do your sphere.
Yeah, I'll get 8 to 10 listings out of my farm every year. I will get, it's really about 30, 30, 30, or 33, 33, 33, I should say. No, I should say 30, 30, 30, because 10% you never know where it's going to come from.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, about 30% expireds, 30% farm, and 30% my database.
Perfect. Thank you, Bob. Thank you for sharing. Okay, so how do I get leads? We just talked about this, and these are just a couple of examples of how to get leads, right? Sphere, people you already know. Cold calling, expired for sale by owners. FSBO, by the way, is for sale by owners.
Sometimes also referred to as FSBO.
FSBOs, correct. If you take a listing, buyers or unrepresented buyers could potentially call in to your listing. So signs in the yards are a great way. Utilizing command, marketing, and ad accelerator. Property desk shifts at Keller Williams Premier. Open houses for you or for another agent in the office. And I love this, not being a secret agent. Everyone around you should know that you're a realtor. You don't have to shout it from the rooftops and be in everyone's face, because that makes, a lot of times it makes agents feel uncomfortable. Like, I don't want to constantly push on it. But how hard is it to wear your name badge everywhere you go? There's agents that are highly successful that wear their name badge to the grocery store. They wear their name badge everywhere. I always joke, when I first got into real estate 5 years ago, didn't know what I was doing, but I went to HEB. And I didn't know Tim Soika at the time because I was at a different Keller Williams office. But Tim is the top producing team at Keller Williams Premier. And Sunday morning, I'm coming out of HEB, and I'm parked right next to Tim Soika. And Tim Soika has his entire truck wrapped with his branding and marketing. And as Tim is loading his vehicle up, I see this elderly couple walking across the parking lot to come and speak to Tim. Now, here I am in real estate. I'm 1 or 2 cars down, loading my car. Here's Tim Soika doing the exact same activity, just loading his car. And they said, we're looking for an agent to sell our home. We're wanting to downsize. Are you in real estate? Tim got that lead because he had branded himself, right? You hear it all the time with agents just wearing something as simple as a name badge, right? I hear tips and tricks for that if people wear their name badge upside down. So that way someone will say, hey, you know, your name badge is upside down. Oh, I didn't know. Thank you. Because it gets more noticement. So don't be a secret agent. Those are great ways to get leads.
Hey, Mary.
Yes, Bob.
So one of the little branding things I do is when I get a property under contract in my neighborhood, I have these little bandit signs that are very simple. They say, Bob sold another one. And I have people that call me specifically to say, I want your Bob sold another one sign in my yard.
That's amazing. So you just put a sign in the yard?
Yeah. I mean, I had my regular real estate sign, but as soon as it goes under contract, I put a separate kind of like bandit sign.
Yeah.
And all it is just a white sign with red lettering saying Bob sold another one. But it's become such a landmark in my neighborhood that people remember that more than they do my regular real estate sign.
Wow. See? So thinking outside of the box, again, we go back to the beliefs of our company, which is creativity.
By the way, that idea came from Phil Huffman.
Amazing. See? So it's helping agents, helping other agents in the office. And now this is something that brings you business. And it was an idea that you didn't even come up with. It was shared with you by somebody else. That's pretty phenomenal. Thank you, Bob.
Sure.
And now we are wrapping up. So I know that we had some questions, and I know that I probably didn't answer every single question that you guys had. So we have about 10 minutes left. And so I just want to give everyone the opportunity to either type in the chat box or unmute yourself and ask me something that you may be confused about, or if you have any feedback on any of the topics we talked about, so that way we can hopefully help each other grow.
Anyone?
Because otherwise that means that I just did such a phenomenal job. I answered every question you had, which means my PowerPoint was pretty good. Was this helpful for you guys?
Misty says y'all killed it.
Thank you, Misty. and let me ask you guys a question, because we still have about 15 agents on the call. Were classes like this where we help give you answers to some questions that you may not have even known that you didn't know? Was this sort of format helpful? Because if it was, we want to do more things like this. Can you give me some, either unmute or type in the chat box? Melanie can let us know.
Yeah, you're getting a lot of good response to yes, she liked this format. Yeah, very helpful. Carmen wants to know if they're, will provide the recording. Absolutely.
Yes, we're going to post it. Absolutely.
So you'll be able to find it on the forum, Facebook forum, and on that KWMC online. So
correct.
Yeah, for me, it was really helpful. I'm a fairly new agent. Well, I am a new agent.
Well, welcome, Sarah.
Thank you. And seeing where all the websites together, I'm one that likes to follow the shiny nickel or the shiny quarter, if you will. So I get overwhelmed with so many links to so many different places to go to find stuff. I end up getting on website, looking all the way around and not finding what I want. So knowing where all these websites are and what they do was helpful.
Perfect. Thank you for that feedback, because this is the first time I'm teaching this sort of class in a virtual format. So I want to make sure that we're communicating the information at the highest level to you guys.
Swapna, I am going to be teaching a class in July on filling out your commission requests and how leases and transactions, they've got a few different moving parts. So I'm going to be doing she had a question about leases. You can always give me a call too at the office, because it's not as straightforward as it would seem. Do you have a specific question, Swapna?
Well, I'm lucky in that we have Kelly, who does all of our commission paperwork. I just wanted to know does it get included in commissions, or does it get, just the math? You know how Mary just had kind of the math for how sales works? I just was wondering if there's a formula on how leases work. Just curious, but it's not urgent by any stretch.
Formula for how leases work? Are you saying like percentage? Are you asking for like commission percentage?
Correct, exactly.
Okay, so a typical general is 50, from the listing agent side, it's typically a 50-50% of whatever 1 month's rent is. However, that is going to be determined and negotiated between you and that agent. And because if it's like a big company, sometimes they'll do flat fees, sometimes, so it just depends. But overall, in general, what I see, it's usually 50% to the landlord agent, 50% of 1 month's rent to the tenant agent.
I guess my question is not on that side, but on the
office side,
cap and all that fun stuff.
It's always the 70%.
Is all the same?
It's always the same. Yep, the splits are always the same. It doesn't vary based on type of transaction.
And lastly, I know that Command is still trying to get everything figured out. So I'm trying to figure out my cap amounts on Command and not able to do that properly because it doesn't adjust supposed to. So who do I reach out to kind of figure out where I'm at?
Perfect. So Swapna's question was, the reporting in Command is not 100% accurate at this time. It's still continuing to grow. So when you look at some of your reports on Command, especially in regards to your cap and royalty, they may not be 100% accurate. However, you can always reach out to myself or Melanie. What everything is created through is a system called Winmore, which is our back office system, and that is always going to be accurate. So if you see something on Command that looks a little wonky, or it's not showing your cap how you think it should be, you can always just reach out to any of us in the MCA department and we can help you with that.
All right, Hutch wants to know where he can find all these recordings. Is there an easy place to find for all these classes that we've recorded?
Yes, so the easiest way to get to it right now is if you go to the, on the resources tab, there's a kwmconline.com website. If you click into that, you're going to see something that has pre-recorded videos. And when you pick whatever video you want, it'll take you to the YouTube page. It'll take you to Facebook. It'll take you to wherever that is posted, because it depends. They're not always in the same place. Sometimes they might be on KW Connect. So if you go to the KWMC Online and go to like the video library, it's there as well. I always try to post as well on the agent Facebook forum. So if you go to the Kellerisms agent Facebook page and click the videos tab, you'll be able to find videos there as well.
Like yesterday's Tim Soika class is, well, I think Madeline emailed it for one thing. You should have gotten it in an email, but it's also in the comment section of where the class announcement is. So if you can find the announcement for whatever class you missed, there's a likelihood that somewhere in those comments is a link to the video.
Any other questions that we can answer or comments? If not, we can get you guys out of here 5 minutes early. Well, thank you everyone for spending this hour with me. And Melanie, we really appreciate it. We hope that you got a lot of value out of it. Please look for our next Mythbusters and Kellerisms class. We're going to be teaching more of this. Look for Melanie. She's going to be teaching commissions and commands monthly going forward, starting in July. So make sure that you log in and say hi to us. Have a great rest of your day.
Bye.